Hopefully, Steelix isn't going to go for anything too crazy. Wait, oh no. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to episode either 27 or 28, depending on how I did the last episode, of the HeartGold Ultra Nuzlocke. I guess after now, I'm probably just going to start introducing it as the HeartGold Ultra Nuzlocke and stop with the episode count, because I no longer know what episode we're even going to be on. It does depend on how I decide to handle the episode I just recorded last time. My goal for today, unless anything extra pops up, which if you've watched Kanto so far, you'll know it's very, very much possible. I mean, you know, last episode, I ended up spending hours basically talking to and battling with Usain. You never know. Or, like, we had the Jasmine thing just before that too, episode before. You never know what's coming in this game. But assuming we don't get stopped by anything extra, I think my goal for today will be to fight Thorton, not Misty, Thorton, who is just over, just over here. Then we can, I guess I can go back over and get the radio card finally. Circle back around to the Diglett's tunnel. No, that's Alola. Diglett's cave. Is that Kanto? Whichever. Diglett's cave. Get the Snorlax encounter. Travel through there. And then face Brock. And that will be it for today. I am finally having to face 2 gym leaders in one episode. No, I did that with Dahlia and Sabrina. Okay, yeah, that's fine then. So I'll be facing Thorton and Brock today. So last time, we did unfortunately lose 2 Pokemon. If it is still Brock as the Pewter City gym leader, and if Thorton is a Steel-type trainer, which I'm really not 100% sure on, then I've lost 2 very important trainers. I've lost a Grass-type for Brock, and I've lost a Fire-type for Thorton. That's a problem. Well, not a problem, but is unfortunate if that is the case. But we have no choice but to move on. So let's go and talk quickly with Thorton over here and see. Oh. You made it here even faster than I'd calculated. I of course saw you'd managed to beat Dahlia, so I was certain you'd make it here. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. He probably is in communication with Dahlia as well. Plus, a certain... Oh, yeah. We spoke about this last time. So he's the younger brother of Candace in this game, which is super interesting. I've said this before, but I don't know how to explain it, but it just works to me. Like, it doesn't, you know, it's not true normally in the regular canon, but for some reason I can just see it as a real thing. To me, in my head, it just makes sense, and I actually like it quite a lot. So that's a cool thing. And obviously we've met and battled Candace already, but she's gone back to Sinnoh now. A certain older sister of mine sent me a message about your battle. Okay, so he knows that we battled her as well. Candace is strong, so I'm sure this will be an interesting battle at least. Anyway, I've had enough time out here. I'm going to head back to the gym. I doubt there'll be anyone else coming anytime soon to challenge me, so come over whenever you're ready. Until then. Okay, so glad. I was hoping there wasn't going to be, you know, any kind of battle, any kind of anything. I mean, there shouldn't have been, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I guess let me go heal up, because I still haven't healed up or anything, or even traveled back since you've seen. Let me take a look at my box, and we'll have a look. It's an item. It's not. And we can have a look to see if I can begin rebuilding my team, if possible. I do have a bunch more Pokemon now. And actually, did I ever get my account over here? Route 4? I need to check the box. I don't know if I ever got my Route 4 encounter. Maybe I did? I don't know. There's part of me that feels like I did go over there, but then I don't remember what I got if I did. Let's go have a look. So, of course, first of all, let us lay our members to rest. First, I believe Thorton to a Thunder. Unfortunate. I look back on last episode and all I can think about is, why didn't I protect? If I protected on those 2 turns, I may have been able to get through that whole battle without losing anyone, which would have been really good, because I was, you know, if anything, I was under-leveled. He was at his lowest, level 70, with like Dragonite and Gengar and stuff, and Scizor, which is my highest level, and 72 on Raikou and Entei, and then 80 on his Awakened Suicune. If anything, I was under-leveled. But man, it's such a shame. You know what, though? You know what? At my current rate, I'm not losing Pokemon at as bad of a rate as I thought. Now, some of these are unfortunate. Jop, this was me being an idiot in the first episode. I was super rusty. I shouldn't have stayed on a ghost type. Rio, I barely remember. I honestly don't even remember. I think this was lost in maybe... It was either that battle. I think it was that battle. Because it was either that battle or the Whitney one. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think it might have been... I don't know. I'd have to go and look. Actually, no, I'm almost 100% sure we lost in the Whitney battle. This was another unfortunate one. Michael, don't even start on Michael. Michael, I was actually... I don't know if I'd say an attachment because, you know, it hadn't been super long, but I was actually really starting to like this Pokemon. I'd never used him a champ before, like ever. And I was enjoying using Michael a lot. And then obviously against Candace, I got knocked down to my Focus Sash and Hale took him out. Nadine was killed by a crit. Nothing I could do about that. Very, very sad death. Had Nadine for a very long time. And Ton and Cosmos were obviously now just knocked out and you've seen. But it's only from Jop here down to Cosmos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 Pokemon that I've lost so far. And I would estimate that I'm, you know, at least halfway through Kanto. You take these two, right? And all of these two were Johto. Now, of course, Johto has early game and some difficult points. So I don't know if it's a truly fair comparison. You're a lot more built up with your team by the time you're in Kanto. But either way, if we're just speaking purely on numbers, it's looking like I'm going to have a far better time in Kanto than Johto. But with all that said, let's have a look at the box. Because as you can see, we have built up quite the box of Pokemon now. Okay, so upon checking, we did actually get our Route 4 encounter, and it was Brawl the Wobbuffet. Now that I'm looking at it, I do actually kind of remember that. So that's why I had some memory of going over there to get my encounter. So I don't need to do anything extra. These are all the Pokemon I'm working with. I do have a lot of choice now. I've lost a Fire type, and I've lost a Grass type. I don't necessarily need to replace those two types exactly, but this is what I'm working with. So if I want another Grass type, my options are Baggy, which is not happening, or Whiskey, which this is definitely a possibility. I do hate quad weaknesses. I very, very much hate quad weaknesses. The reason I hate quad weaknesses is because in this game, I can't predict what moves they're going to have. In regular Pokemon games, the reason I don't mind quad weaknesses as much is because I know, generally speaking, what moves Pokemon are going to have. In this game, anything could have a bug move, X-Scissor, let's say, and I'll get one shot. But still, I've never really had a good chance to use a Cacturne. Maybe I used it once in original Ruby and Sapphire. Who knows? But it could be an interesting one. And then I have another slot. It is a shame. We have Erina here. And an Intimidate T-Tar would be amazing. Like, that sounds so fucking gas. But the thing is, that's another ground weakness. So let's say I added Erina. We then have 4 ground weaknesses again. That said, though, if I decide to add another Fire type, then I also have 4 ground weaknesses again. Unless I have, like, what's a flying... Oh, like Moltres, but I don't have a Moltres. My only 2 fire options are Calgara the Entei and Dobu the Infernape. I don't really want to add Dobu because one of our most notable Pokemon, at least in my opinion, was Bobu. Bobu was a Pokemon that was on the team twice because he got boxed for a while. And considering that was one of my main fire types I had for a long time, it feels weird to just pick up another Infernape. In one sense, it's kind of cool. It's like you're carrying on the legacy of Bobu through Dobu. But I don't know, it just feels a bit cheap to be able to pick up the same Pokemon I once lost, if you know what I mean. Oh wait, never mind. I'm blind. I also have Kit, the Ninetales, which I did actually train up last time, and does have Flamethrower and Sunny Day and everything, and Sketch, just in case I can get a good move. That is true. I didn't even really consider that. I could add Kit and Whiskey. I do have Power Whip. That's pretty good. The options really in my mind are either Whiskey and Kit or Whiskey and Erina. I don't know. But Intimidate T-Tar sounds so good though, you know? Okay, and I'm back. So, I've sorted everything out. I trained up Erina. I trained up Whiskey. And I was just trying to look at everything, trying to come up with my best plan of action. And I've decided on a team that I want to go with. So, first of all, we do have Whiskey. Of course, this is kind of an inevitability. I've struggled and struggled and struggled without grass types for so long. I want one now. I still don't have many options. If Whiskey dies, all I have is Baggy the Wormadam. And quite frankly, I would rather have no grass type than that thing. But we have Whiskey here, who evolved and got Shed Skin, which is just a very nice passive ability to have. If I get burnt, if I get poisoned, whatever, I can just get rid of it. I have a neutral nature, which actually I'm okay with, because otherwise you end up with a -1 a lot of the time. I don't want that. Surprisingly enough, I always thought or assumed Cacturne was just way more physical. Maybe it's based off my IVs. Who knows? My special is actually a tiny bit higher. Wouldn't have expected that. Either way, I managed to learn both Leaf Blade, let me put that first, Leaf Blade and Crunch during level up, which is actually about as good as it can get. Outside of getting Giga Drain and Dark Pulse, which I guess would hit a tiny bit harder, but we're talking 2 points, so whatever. It's about as good as it gets. Like, I was really worried about getting a Dark move, and then last minute I learned Crunch, and amazing, absolutely amazing. Then we have Draco. So Draco I taught because we have access to unlimited Draco Meteor TMs. It appears to be over a TM which everyone can learn, and I can get an unlimited amount of them for 1500 each. I didn't have any other coverage to give, so I thought, you know what, my special is actually good, unlike what I thought, and I don't have any other special moves. So Draco is a backup in case I need another move, and if I drop a Draco, it's obviously going to half my special attack, but all that affects is Draco because my other moves are physical. So it doesn't, if my whole moveset was special, I wouldn't give it Draco, because using it once would fuck up my whole moveset. But using Draco only weakens another Draco. It won't weaken Crunch and Leaf Blade. So I thought, you know what? Of all the coverage, if there's a dragon type in front of me and I need to hit it with something, I can hit it with a Draco Meteor. And last but not least, I learned Smoke Screen. And this is one of those sleeper moves. One of the reasons I was most sad about losing our Sand Slash, Ashina, is because we had, I believe, Mud Slap. And accuracy moves are so underrated. People overlook these moves so much. These crazy ass Pokemon that I face sometimes, if I just hit them with even 2 or 3 smoke screens, they're gonna start missing a ton of moves. And that is crucial sometimes. So Smoke Screen is an amazing move to have. And then we have the Occa Berry, which if you don't know, is for a super effective fire type move. I believe, right, we have one on Helios too. I would want the bug one, but I don't have it. And I'm not even sure what berry the bug berry is. Maybe it's available in the Goldenrod Mart, but I don't think it is, so I won't bother checking. But even still, fire is one of my main weaknesses on Whiskey. So if they hit me with a random fire type move, I do take normal damage from it for 1 turn. Pretty good. And lastly, we have Kit. So for a start, Kit is level 68, whereas everyone else is 69. The reason being, I'm going to lead with Kit going into the gym and face all of the gym trainers, which should hopefully level Kit up to 69. And then we have a balanced team when we go in to face Thorton. I mean, Roxy is 70, but Roxy is Roxy, so that is okay. Kit is rocking Flamethrower, Psybeam now, Ominous Wind, and Sunny Day. So before I had Sketch, so what I did is I ran over to the route east of here. I just ran around in the grass with Roxy, and each time I would encounter a Pokemon, I would just switch straight into Kit, waiting for a good move, and as soon as there was a good move, I could Sketch it. Took a long time, kept using terrible moves on everything, and physical moves, but finally, someone used Psybeam. Psybeam's actually a very underrated move. It's 65 power. I know that's not the strongest thing in the world, but in Gen 4, 65 is somewhat in like the upper range. I'd say 70 to 90 is like the upper range in Gen 4. Any move stronger than that in this generation, and you're looking at massive downsides, whether that's accuracy or something else. Recoil. The 65 is good, 100% accuracy, may also confuse, and it's just psychic type coverage for Kit to hit whatever may come in if I need to, you know? It's just another coverage move like Ominous Wind in case I need it. And Sunny Day is set up now. Whether I'm ever going to really have a chance to use it, I did have Sunny Day on Ton as well and never got too many chances to use it. You never know, right? You never know. And we do have the Passion Berry on Kit, which is the water type super effective berry. Water is obviously one of the main weaknesses for a Ninetales. So if they hit me with a random water move, I'll take normal damage on that turn. I do have very good Speed F, so if they hit me with, say, like, I don't know, a Surf or, well, can't even get HMs. I don't know, a Bubble Beam, maybe even a Hydro Pump out of nowhere. I can probably live it that one time because I'll take normal damage, especially if I have the Sun Up as well. So that's what we're rocking with. That is the newly formed team, looking pretty good. I'm happy about this new team. Whiskey, I think, is a sleeper member of the team. That moveset is looking fire. Kit, I think, is going to put in some work too. Let's see if I can get through this whole episode, 2 gym leaders, and lose no Pokemon. That would be amazing. So I'm leading with Kit, and, well, actually, let's see. Does it say anything on the board? Cerulean City Pokemon Team Leader Thorton. The Machine Expert. Okay. Machine Expert. Again, I'm going to assume Steel type, mostly. Again, the thing about important trainers in this game is they may specialize in a certain type, i.e. Steel type for Thorton, but that does not mean that he's only going to have Steel types. Jasmine specialized in Steel types, but before she has had a Gliscor, she has had a Dragonite, she has had... See, I'm sure she has something else as well. I'm not sure, but the point is, just an example of like another Steel type trainer. They'll have other Pokemon, so I can't... Oh, it's raining again. Bro, this is the 3rd time now. It's been what? Erica had the rain on. She lessened fire moves against her grass types. Then we had the rain on for in the domain, Suicune's domain, which makes sense. To power up Awakened Suicune and everything. And now we have it again. Probably because this is Misty's gym that he's just like taken over. And also probably because he's a Steel type trainer. Look at that. He's a Steel type trainer. So it weakens my fire moves against him. But that being said, that does mean I can do this. Sunny Day is actually more useful than ever then. Because I can Sunny Day, immediately remove that because it's a problem, and then go to town. I think I'll lead with Kit. I think that would be a good idea. I'll lead with Kit against Thorton. I don't know who else though. I'm pretty confident though. I'm pretty confident in my team. I don't know what his levels are going to be. I imagine it's going to be a little bit of a scale down. I really doubt. Because obviously you've seen how level 80. Thornton's not going to have a level 80. That was like a crazy special thing. I am pretty confident. I mean, I don't know what his team is going to be. He might have something crazy. Dahlia was pretty scary, but I don't think I lost anything against Dahlia, so maybe I'll be okay. I just had to shut my blind. I can't believe this. I will, no matter how old I get, I'll never get over this. It is obviously December. It is the middle of winter. Well, no, it's not even the middle of winter. It's only really the start of winter. As you can see in game from me playing, it's just the afternoon right now. It's not late at all. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty much already pitch black outside. I just had to shut my blind and turn my light on. But yeah, it's literally like 3 or 4 in the afternoon and it's pitch black. It's like, it looks like it's 10 p.m. outside right now. I hate it. I hate it. I've always hated winter anyway. I'm one of those people. I'm a summer person for life, even though I will say there's plenty of times in the summer that I will complain. There was even an episode, I think it's whatever episode I faced Jasmine in, where I recorded that in the summer. It was, well, kind of. It was like the end of August that I recorded that episode. And my God, we had a very hot summer this year, I think, from what I remember. And I was talking about in that episode and how hot I was and stuff. But I will 100 times out of 100 times, I will take that hot sweatiness, even though it's horrible in this country, over it being dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Because that shit sucks. It's like I wake up, I do some stuff. It's only barely, you know, getting into the afternoon. And all of a sudden it's like the day's over again. It's like it's nighttime again. I know that not everyone's affected by it in the same way. Some people actually like it. There's quite a few people that actually really like it. But for me, I fucking hate it. I've always hated it. And I always will. I think it's like just the most depressing thing in the world. Oh, fuck. I meant to click Sunny Day. Oh, shit. I got the boost on my first ever Ominous Wind. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. It's been a very good... Which one is that? Is that Sleep? Confusion. I'll take the risk. Okay. Kit's been really good so far. Not hitting myself in Confusion. The lead has been good on every Pokemon. Been bug types and grass types. I'm not going to hit myself. Look, watch this. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Kit's here to prove herself. Now, what I was going to say, I've been talking for at least an episode, maybe even 2 at this point, about a certain line of conversation I was going to go down, but I can't ever find the chance. I'm going to do that after we defeat Thorton. There's no point me talking about it now, because we're about to face him in like 2 seconds. He's going to have a bunch of dialogue. All important trainers do in this game. Okay, that's something I'm not staying in against. In the rain? A Swampert in the rain? Hell no. Oh, you know whose time it is though? Whiskey. Let's get this Gen 3 battle going. Don't you dare use something crazy right now. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna hurt, actually. Oh my God. Okay, I can... Oh, I have speed. I mean, Swampert is really slow. It's got a Rindo Berry. This probably won't kill. It's physical. Never mind. I keep thinking that. But then at the same time, it's like if I, you know, I was a Leaf Blade like a... Why can't I think of a water type? Like a Luminion. Yeah, it's not 4 times effective, but it's probably still going to die. You know what I mean? Anyway, all important trainers in this game have distinct, personalities, characters. There's a lot of talking. There's the important battle. There's no point in me starting this conversation now because I'll just get distracted in like 1 minute from now when I have to talk to Thorton. But after that, between Thorton and Brock, I can finally try and talk about what I wanted to for the longest time. Maybe I'll have to condense down the conversation a bit because I'm not going to have super long, but I can finally do that. I still remember what it is I wanted to talk about. But anyway, it is Thorton time. I still somehow didn't get to level 69. I don't know how. I must be close, right? I am close. Damn, see, like, I caught Kit on January 5th and it's December 28th. This playthrough has spanned like an entire year. Oh my god. In under a week? In under a week, it's going to have been a year since I recorded the first episode. January 3rd. January 3rd is when I started this, because obviously Roxy's my starter. 6 days until a year since I started this journey. God damn, bro. This has spanned the entire of 2025. Of course, there's been gaps. There was a big gap between February and August, and then I had to wait for Kanto. But even still, this has spanned almost a year. Now, unfortunately, I would record on January 3rd, 2026 to make it like 1 year anniversary. But I do have someone staying with me for New Year and they will be here on January 3rd. So I can't do that. But still, it is very cool. It's about to be the anniversary of this series already. I'm going to lead Kit and Jock for this battle. Because now, okay, this is assuming steel types. Resist flying, resist steel and psychic, resist grass. The second best option is Roxy. And I will bring in Roxy if required. For just this battle, because I've been using Roxy non-stop recently, I will lead with these two. It does feel like Jock comes out a lot too, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, these other options just don't seem very good against someone who's probably going to have a bunch of steel types. If I can get them in, I'll get them in, but we'll lead with these two. We'll lead with these two and see how it's going. Doesn't have a Pokemon with him because there's no room for it. I still don't know what he's going to have. But let's just lock in. Let's lock in and do this. You know, I really hate all of this. Oh, he's miserable. I mean, I feel that. Truthfully, I have no interest in any of this whole charade. Unlike the others, this is truly just an obligation to me. So he doesn't actually want to be here. For the others, it's like, you know, they're super into being trainers. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they have a stronger connection to Cynthia because she was the one who like ordered them all to come out here, I think. Well, no, actually, maybe not necessarily. Cynthia, I know specifically ordered the likes of Candace and Gardenia to come out on special orders because of the whole Team Rocket thing. I don't know if like the gym leader stand-ins like Thorton, like Dahlia and stuff were ordered by her, but I would assume so. Either way, the others, they seem to feel a stronger connection, obligation to be here, whereas for him, I guess, he doesn't really care to do this whole thing. He just has to. He doesn't have a choice. Now, I do like battling. Okay, so he does like battling at least, which makes sense because, you know, from what we've heard and seen from Sinnoh so far, they all seem to love battling. Just to set the record straight, me being from Sinnoh or not, it wouldn't make sense for me to hold the position I do if I didn't. That's true. He wouldn't be a notable trainer if he didn't. But it's different, I guess. Oh, I like machines. Constructing them, running calculations. So he's like a nerd. Not in a rude way, but like he's kind of like an engineer then, in a sense. He likes building things, you know, running calculations and like all that sort of stuff. Candace has always called me a nerd. Oh, let's go, Candace. We're locked in, twin. But you don't choose what you like in life. That's also true, by the way. That's also true. Never, ever, unless they're harmful or dangerous, feel bad about your interests. The way you are as a person, you can't really help that. And one of the most negative things that you can do is pretend like you don't have certain interests or try and force yourself out of an interest because you feel bad about having it. It doesn't matter if people call you nerdy or whatever for whatever interest that you have. It's far better to accept who you are and be happy about what you like because you are the way you are and there's no point trying to fight that. I can draw from a very real example here, okay? I don't always like drawing real examples from my life because it feels a bit personal, but for the sake of this, because it does seem to feel like, I don't know, a lot of these conversative characters hit on very like deep or personal things which I do have certain opinions or strong takes on, so it does feel like I always have a lot to say. But from my own personal experience, let me put this example out there. So I'm an adult now, but when I was younger, you could say I was ashamed. Honestly, I could go as far as to say that. You could say I was ashamed of some of my biggest interests. My interests were always super nerdy. If you know me, if you see my stuff, you know one of my biggest interests is anime, manga, that sort of side of things, right? And I've been into that stuff for, oh my God, 14 going on 15 years now. So things are very different now. I would like to say there's some context here. Things are very different now. If you were into those things now, that is pretty much at a level where it's socially acceptable within reason. There are still people who like what people would refer to as normie people who will still see it as a bit weird. But for the most part, especially online and mostly in person too, it's now very socially acceptable. However, back when I was a lot younger, and we're talking, like I said, like 14 years ago, like early 2010s, like 2011, it was not the same. Now, anime was already slowly moving in a direction, but it was nowhere near what it is now. And when I was super young, going like, you know, around then and then going into my early teenage years, I really loved that stuff. You know, the reason is around that time, about 14 years ago, my parents, we used to, you know, I was super young, so I'd watch movies with my parents sometimes, you know, on a Friday, on the weekend. And one time, for some reason, they saw that there was a movie on, Howl's Moving Castle, and great movie, by the way. Obviously, like, I mean, it was my first anime thing ever, so beyond nostalgic for me. But, you know, Studio Ghibli movie, Howl's Moving Castle, they saw it was on, and so they recorded it, and we watched that. The rest of them didn't like it. They didn't really like it at all. But I fucking loved it. I thought it was like the most amazing thing ever. I fucking loved that movie. And if we hadn't watched that, I probably would never have, you know, ended up where I am. But we did. That's what got me into it. But in those very early 2010s, and then, you know, going forward into my teenage years or whatever, it just was kind of more of a niche thing that was a lot more looked down upon to be into anime, especially in this country. People in this country are fucking judgmental as shit, let's just say. And you would get bullied over far less. Now, like most kids and most teenagers, I was very concerned with my social standing, let's say. I didn't want to be sort of lumped in as some kind of fucking loser weeb, as you'd be considered back then. So even though I was a massive anime fan for a very long time, and, you know, when I was home from school, whatever else, I used to love reading manga, I used to love watching anime. When you're very young and you first get into the medium, that is some of like the most fun that you'll ever have. Outwardly, I never ever showed it. I never spoke about it. I never mentioned it. Even if I overheard people, which I don't know if I ever did. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I ever did, because again, it was a much more niche thing. The chance of you hearing it in person back then, very low. But I never mentioned it. I never spoke about it to anyone, because, or even like my closest friends, I just didn't want anyone to have a certain impression of me, because back then, online, in person, whatever, people absolutely had a certain impression about anime and people who watched it. And it wasn't until I was about 18, yeah, I was around 18 when I very first made an account online and started to talk to people online, you know, be in that sort of space about my interests, where I then became a little bit more open. I, you know, would talk to people online about it, people who are into similar things, because obviously I wouldn't feel awkward. You know, I think when I was that sort of age, around 18, I then told my closest IRL friend about it. And because of that, he actually watched some anime because of me. Shout out to him for being a good friend in that regard. He then wanted to like understand me, I guess. So he watched some anime and he got into it. And now I mean, he's not like, you know, some massive anime watcher, but he's now watched a bunch of stuff and he has series that he likes. Great. Very good. And so what I'm trying to get at is making that decision was very good and was one of the most positive things I've done in my life, just to be open. Now, do I just talk to random people about my interests? No, because after so long, I still feel awkward, because I come from that generation of it feeling like it was weird and wrong for me to like this stuff. So even now to this day, there's still a bit of me that, you know, holds myself back. And if it's not, you know, with the closest people in my life, I just don't talk about it. But it's okay, because at the very least, I can be open with it with the closest people in my life. I have some, you know, related stuff in my room, because, you know, this is an interest of mine. So why shouldn't I own stuff to do with things that I like? The point is, I'm now way more open about it. And I do actually, you know, have people in my life with similar interests. I talk about it and I'm open with it. And it was the right decision. Because again, for years and years and years, I just kept it all to myself and it sucked. It did suck, but I was just too scared to say anything. And so all I'm saying is to get all the way back to the original point, I'll probably try and trim this down because my God, I've been yapping. You don't choose what you like in life, which is a fact. But even if it's something that's considered weird or nerdy or whatever else, it doesn't matter. Just like what you like. As long as it's not like, you know, a dangerous thing. And there's not many interests out there that's dangerous. But like, you know, if you like harming people, that's a crazy example. If you like harming people, then no, I don't support your interests. But you know what I mean. Within reason, your interests are your own and accept that and be happy about that. Be open about that with those you're comfortable with and be happy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to get too preachy. I'm becoming aware that like I thought it would be interesting for me to talk about my experiences and things that I've learned growing up. But then the more I talk, the more I'm scared of coming off as preachy. So maybe I'll try and lessen it. Either way, I do heavily agree with this. You like what you like. That's okay. The way that calculations and such intertwine and are so deeply rooted in Pokemon battling is great. It is, to be fair. If you've ever done competitive Pokemon, you know calking is a big thing. And yet, here I am, dragged away from my interest to fill in for the affairs of another region. It's not like I don't get it, but it's still frustrating. And this take I understand too. So it's like, he understands why this has to happen, but that doesn't mean it's not frustrating for him. Because he is being dragged away from, you know, his usual interests outside of being a gym leader and whatever. Which he probably can't really indulge in another region. Like, he'll have all of his stuff at home. He can't just do that anywhere. Plus, in a cruel twist of fate, this is the gym I end up being placed in. Yeah, to be fair, while the rain is probably going to be beneficial if he's a steel type trainer, you probably wouldn't want to be in here. This sort of like, you know how swimming pools are kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. A, they have that chlorine smell, and B, they're just very moist. You know, it's almost as if, even if you don't get in the pool yourself, there is just this like moist feeling in the air from all the water and stuff and like all the steam coming out the showers that are normally nearby. I would hate to be stuck by a swimming pool all day. I managed to sneak over some of my more portable machines and devices, but in the end, it was useless. I couldn't hope to do anything in this monstrous, water-filled hellscape. That's true too. I mean, it's literally raining 24/7, and if you look at the top, he does have a little cover over where he's standing. That is like a little outcrop. There's probably still a bit of water getting in and he can't really like have any sort of devices really in this area. I'm someone who spends a lot of time indoors. I can't really work on things outdoors. Me and my sister were always opposites. Oh, okay, I can see that. Growing up, she was always the more outgoing type who loved going out into the snow. It would almost always snow where we're from. Oh, yeah. So they're both from Snow Point then. If we're, you know, they're siblings here. So they're both from Snow Point. Okay. It would almost always snow where we're from. Yeah, it's as if she would never tire of it. On the other hand, I always hated it. So Candace is more of like, it is kind of like extrovert versus introvert. Now, not entirely because those words get misused and thrown around way too much. But in the sense of like, Candace obviously is a very talkative, bubbly person. She's almost somewhat Whitney-esque. Maybe not on that level, but you know what I mean. Ever since being younger even, she's loved, you know, getting outside, getting into the snow every day. Whereas Thorton is like the complete opposite. He's the younger brother and he hates all of that shit. He just wants to stay indoors in the warm, away from that. Cold, wet, and horrible. The last thing I wanted was to be dragged outside. Well, Candace still occasionally did, of course, as I'm sure you can imagine. Yeah, I mean, I can literally imagine in my head, babyfied Thorton and Candace. Candace goes out and wants to go out into the snow for the millionth time and just drags Thorton outside. I can absolutely imagine it. Yet, despite my dislike for spending time outside, I've recently been doing it plenty. Like out to the Cape where we met before. That's true. He was out there. I mean, I guess this is a valuable experience for him in a way then, if it's getting him outside more and, you know, he's getting more adjusted to it. Even that is better than in here. There is that too. Oh well, I'm here already, so let's do this. I do like this though. Okay, so we've got a bit more info on it. I like the idea of these two being brother and sister because, again, I don't know how to explain it in proper terms, but it just sort of makes sense in my head. When I look at them, I can see it. But I do like, because we've had a bit more about like their past and how they are and stuff now. I really do like it. It's like Candace is like the older sister, and she is like the older sister type. She's very outgoing. She wants to get outside and do stuff. Thornton's like the timid little brother. He just wants to stay inside, play with his stuff. And Candace will like drag him outside to play in the snow and stuff. I like this, like, they're like opposites. And it just works very well together, and I like it a lot. And Candace is all, because of that, Candace is like, we saw before, she's the type to like go and embarrass him, like go watch his matches and cheer him on and like make him feel embarrassed and stuff. I do really like this sibling type relationship they have going on. I say sibling type, they are siblings, but this type of sibling relationship that they have, I really do like it. I'm already here, so let's do this. I may not be interested in the same way as the others, but this is my job. I won't go easy on someone no matter how I feel. Plus, if you're my sister's friend now, I want to see just what you're about. I'm sure she's going to be watching. Let's do this. She probably is. Okay, let's go. What are we leading with? What are we leading with? Here we go. Leader Thorton. Bro just took a picture of me on his phone. Magnezone and Gyarados. Oh, that's... Now, I could stay in. Do I think Jock would outspeed a Gyarados? Surely, right? I'm going to take a risk and assume that it will. I'm going to Sunny Day. And I'm going to T-Ball into Gyarados. This is low-key an unnecessary risk. That said, though, Sun's up. It bounced. Seed Flare. I am the slowest on the field? Really? Oh my god, that did a lot. Oh yeah, it doesn't redirect. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Okay, in that case, Bounce isn't going to kill anyone. So if I Flamethrower into Magnezone and then T-Ball into Gyarados' slot, this should kill Magnezone here. Don't have an Occa Berry. Okay. It should kill you here. Sturdy doesn't work the same way, even if you have it. Yep, that's in the sun. Dead. Gyarados should bounce down. Not do too much. I mean, it might do a bit to Kit. And then I T-Ball into it, and then it dies. It missed. That, ooh, unfortunate, huh? Only level 64, though. Again, don't worry. Don't worry. The levels will catch up. The problem is, things sometimes are all over the place. Don't forget, I just fought all level 70, 72, and 80. So, the levels, they're going to bounce around a bit. It's not always going to be even. What's coming out next, though? 2 Pokemon. Empoleon, okay. Definitely got to switch out then. And Metagross. Oh, shit. Okay. Low-key? Oh, okay, never mind. They're 68. Okay, the levels are going up fast. Shit, okay. I kinda... Oh... I really want to Flamethrower into Metagross and Protect. But, like, even with the Passion Berry and the Sun, if it Water moves into me and Metagross hits me, it's probably game over, right? I don't have Willow. Fuck, I really want to do it. I really want to do it, but it's not worth it. I'm going to go into Whiskey and heal. I'm very scared to do this. I'm very scared to do this. Thank God it didn't do that into Kit. Oh my God. It's diving. Well, I did want to crunch it, but if it's got Fire Punch in the Sun and I don't have Protect, I can't stay in for that. I just cannot stay in for that. What did I do? Did I Protect? Or did I heal? I healed, didn't I? Let me switch Roxy in and Protect. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that. Are you going to Fire Punch again? Yep. I mean, that's fine. Dive is probably coming into me as well. Yeah. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Roxy can eat it up. Sunlight, still here. Damn, 5 turns feels like a lot when you don't want it to. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to Willow into Metagross and heal up Jock. I think is probably the best option. Hopefully I can land this. I should outspeed. Yeah, okay. Metagross has been shut down. Empoleon doesn't scare me. Oh, it has Sunny Day anyway. Not sure why I used it, but... Okay, so it doesn't matter then. Even if the sun ends, it can set it back up. I said I wanted to... You know, I want the sun gone anyway. Let me... do I double T-Ball Metagross? I want Metagross gone because I don't want it to set the sun back up. I don't want the sun back up for another 5 turns if I have Roxy in. Flash Cannon. Wait, is Metagross outspeeds Jock? Why is his so fast? I think mine is a speed down nature, but Metagross is not fast as a Pokemon. Ice Beam. Why is Chuck so slow? I don't remember him being this slow. I mean, he's always been, like, kind of slow, I guess. But I would not have expected him to be outsped by the Metagross and the Empoleon a level below him. Okay, Metagross is gone. That's good, because that Pokemon is scary, to be fair. Everyone gets EXP, because I've had 4 different Pokemon in. Empoleon I'm not scared about, because, you know, 1 or 2 T-Balls is going to wipe the floor with that thing. Oh, 72 Jirachi. I'm burning that thing and protecting. Let's see what it's going to go for. That's not fun. Don't do too much. Ow. Okay. Psycho Cut into Roxy, but that's fine. Even a crit is not going to be enough. Roxy is too much of a tank for you, I'm afraid. Let me... what do I do here? It's energy balling. The sun's not up anymore, right? I kind of want to whiskey heal. Yeah? Let's see what happens. If they energy ball Psycho Cut, that would be perfect. Okay? Don't drop my Spadef, though. Do not fucking drop my Spadef. Oh my god. Oh my god! What the fuck, man? I'm switching out again. I just want to use Whiskey, bro. What is happening? That is so annoying. Well, did you... Yeah, it's your right to fucking crit and kill me last time. Bro. Okay, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. I'm going to kit Thunderbolt. If there's another Energy Ball and Psycho Cut, that's fine. It doesn't seem to have a one-turn water move. Oh, here's a Quick Claw. You know, if Chuck is this slow, I'm keeping a Quick Claw on forever. I never realized how slow he is. Can I kill with this? I feel like maybe I can't. No. There's the Energy Ball. Unless it crits again, it shouldn't do too much. Oh, okay. Don't crit or drop Spadef. Okay. Ice Beam, that's fine. Oh yeah, it had Ice Beam. I think I knew that. Why? Oh, I should not have gone into Whiskey then. I reckon I can kill without the sun up. Right? I guess I Flamethrower. Or do I T-Ball into Jirachi double in case I don't kill, expecting a Full Restore? Let me just do Empoleon. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think they should kill anyway. Do I outspeed a Jirachi though? There's a good chance I do. I'm 3 levels below. Oh, okay, Quick Claw again. I think there's a good chance I still outspeed Jirachi. My biggest worry right now is that Jirachi has something for Kit that I just don't know about. Because all I've seen is Energy Ball. But, it, you know, it's going to have other moves too. Energy Ball, okay. I don't know if it feels like it's locked in, but it might not be. It probably isn't. It's just baiting me. That does so much damage, bro. I would not want to see a Psychic move from this thing. That thing's Psychic, it would do an absurd amount of damage. God damn, bro. It's going to live. Fuck. Okay, that's bad. I'm going to Flamethrower Jirachi again, hoping that he doesn't have another Full Restore and dies. And heal up Chuck. Energy Ball again. I wonder if it is locked in. Maybe I'm just... I don't know. I know it's level 72. But that seems like a lot of damage it's doing to all my Pokemon. Who knows? Who knows? It seems locked in because it's not changed its move once. But who knows? There's no way of me knowing unless I knocked off. And obviously I can't do that. Are you going to dive? Okay. I know who it's diving. Yeah, oh, yeah, it does have more Pokemon. Regice. Oh! Wait, I actually really like that. Because they're from Snow Point, right? So you have Regice and Regigigas. I see. Oh my god, actually, okay, yeah. I fuck with that. I really do fuck with that. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Diving. Let me go into Helios and... Do I stay with Chuck or do I guess, and just heal quick? Let's see. Dive, yep. This shouldn't do too much. Okay, what are you doing? Ice Beam. Everyone's Ice Beaming Chuck. How much does this do? Ow! Bro, I swear to God, one of the main reasons I picked Ampharos is because of how bulky it's supposed to be. It's not feeling like it. I swear to God, I get hit so hard. I'm gonna D-dance once and protect, I guess. Oh, Full Restored again. Thunder Punch into Helios. Is one Dragon Dance enough to kill Reggie? I said I was only level 64. Okay. Can this kill? +1. 5 levels above. Yeah. I mean, Regice does still have 100 defense, but it's a specially defensive one, primarily, you know. Flame Wheel. Okay. Fucking Napoleon's the avatar. Has something for everything. Oh, is my fucking Orca Berry gone? God, I hope I have a spare one. Because that's such a waste, if not. Okay, you resist everything, so I'm just going to Psycho Cut, E-Bolt you, and this should be it. Probably going to Flame Wheel me again, but it doesn't matter. Can it do half? Not even. It's enough to kill, though. And I think with that, that is Thorton down. Now, as I said, obviously his levels are quite a bit lower, but Yusin was like a extra boss battle, which is like an insane thing, which I was way under-leveled for. Thorton is more like in line with how the levels you'd expect them to be. That said though, be aware that like they're gonna start moving up real quick. Real quick. As far as I remember Kanto, it's either around Brock or around... I know it happens with Blaine. I'm not sure about Brock, but around this part of the game that's coming up, that side of Kanto, is where the levels really start going up. So don't be worried about the levels. While I may have been like on par to slightly over leveled, not entirely, but somewhat, for Thorton, the levels are going to even out now. And trust me, my levels don't go up that fast, but theirs, I'm pretty sure Blaine is damn near going to have level 80. Well, this was well within my calculations. Just calculating based on my own battling experience, I figured I only had around a 10% chance of beating you here. Damn. I don't know the nature of your battle, but I never was able to beat Candace when she went all out. I see. So obviously Candace didn't go all out against me, but like, he was never able to beat Candace, though he never expected to be able to beat me, which would make a lot of sense. I mean, there are other things to factor in, like type effectiveness and like team matchup, but it does make sense. And that's another thing that I actually really like about like this sibling dynamic. So like I said, you obviously have like the older sister who's the more outgoing type, dragging him along and stuff, and she's also like an insane trainer, which we do know. And obviously she's what, the 7th gym leader in Sinnoh? Damn. So yeah, she's like really strong. And Thorton would always battle her, but he could never win. Even though he does also love battling, he just could never ever beat Candace. He was just too good, like a level above. She was like an insurmountable summit, always out of reach for someone like me. Damn. So for you to beat her, regardless of the conditions of your battle, I can't say I expected to win. So yeah, that makes sense. To him, Candace has always been this like insurmountable thing ahead of him that he could just never reach the whole time he was growing up. I will say as well, I do respect him heavily. I know that like battling is like, how do I put it? Not that he's not interested, because he said he is, but like he has other interests too. But even still, I respect the fact that even though he grew up with Candace and she was this insane trainer who, you know, would drag him along, but he could never ever beat her, he never gave up, you know? For a lot of people, that might have caused them to look down upon themselves and give up early, but he kept going and became a very good trainer anyway. And he is, like, he's still super strong. Even if he couldn't beat Candace, he's still super, super strong. And I do like the little details, like he has a Regice, she has a Regigigas, and I think a Regice, and he has a Regice because they're from Snow Point. I like it a lot. As said, I also can't say that I mind that much. As I said to you, this is obligatory work. However, in the continued spirit of honesty, I will say it was a fun battle. Let's go. It was a fun battle. Someone as strong as you is a good fit to be a friend of my sister. It makes sense. Well, from what I've seen, you don't have too long left in this challenge. Damn. When you put it like that, that's actually kind of scary. Like, I don't know. It feels like I just got here. But already, yeah, there's only 3 left. Damn. 3 badges. Literally all we have left is Brock, Blaine, and Blue. And that's it. Assuming that they're the same. Wow. It's just crazy how fast this has gone for me. I mean, that said though, I guess this is like, what, the 7th or 8th Kanto episode already? I'm sure Dahlia warned you of this, but the others who came over with us are different. There'll be no easy league challenge this year. Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing that, and like, I will say, I am absolutely terrified, petrified of the league, because I know from experience that the league rematches, the levels go really high with that 30% boost. and they're all meant to be insane trainers. I don't know, man. I'm pretty worried about the league. I'll say that. That said, I've also heard word that the 8th gym leader for this year is no pushover. A Kanto leader retired this year, so even after getting us to come over to Kanto, they had to again scramble to fill another slot. So in the end, they offered a chance into the Kanto gym tournament to someone from your region. Ah? Wait. So they filled up all the slots that they needed to, but then they had someone retire. So there's another person, and it's not a Sinnoh person because they'd already sorted that out. So they had to last minute find someone else, and they got someone from Johto? Oh shit. So at some point, league or gym or whatever, or is he saying that's the 8th gym? I don't know. Is that necessarily saying that's the 8th gym? I'm not sure if it's 100% confirming that it's the 8th gym and it is that. But regardless, there are the extra Sinnoh people that are here to cover slots like Thorton, like Dahlia, and people in the league. But there's also someone here to get last minute from Johto. You may even know them, who knows? I mean, I probably will if they're from Johto. All I know is that they perform well enough to land a position of 8th. It is the 8th leader. Who is it going to be? So someone from Johto's had to come and fill the 8th slot. Like someone came over last minute, and in the tournament, they managed to land 8th position just before the league. They got further than Dahlia and Thorton. Who is it? So it's not blue. It's not blue. Which would make sense in a way. Damn. Okay. Well, this was unexpected. But now I know we have Brock, then Blaine, presumably, unless they've changed. And then someone from Johto is going to be 8th. Damn, okay. That'll be your first hurdle before you can even consider the league. That's true. Damn, we still got so much insane shit coming, bro. Anyway, good luck. You're quite similar to those where I'm from. Someone who has a passion and talent for everything to do with Pokemon battling. Not just one aspect of it like me. Right, because yeah, for him, he's good at all like the calculations and stuff, but he's saying like, oh, most Sinnoh people are just, born battlers in general, good at every aspect. You have the potential to keep reaching higher and higher heights for sure. How you feel is what's important. Also very true. Despite the fact that, I am meant to be as good as I am, I'm meant to be as prodigious as I am, which I suppose is true considering what I've managed to do, it is still up to me what I do, right? Just like I was honest to you about my feelings both about being here and battling in general. Being honest and true with yourself is one of the most important values you can hold in life, champion. Absolutely spitting, bro. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Be true and be honest to yourself. Do what you want to do. Remember that and keep pushing towards your goals at full steam. Good luck. Nice. Okay. Gotta say, even though obviously his levels were a lot lower than Yusin, which I just faced, which is still understandable. As a character, again, I did really, really like Thorton. I think that was super, super cool. The fact that, he's Candace's brother, little brother, and we just... What the fuck is this? Hello? Who the fuck? Okay, well, I was gonna say, the fact that he's Candace's younger brother, and we got some more insight on like their sibling relationship growing up and everything, and just him as a character, he's nerdy, he loves machines, he loves calculating stuff, but he's honest and true about it. He's honest with himself, he's open about it, he's honest about the fact that he loves battling, but this is an obligation, doesn't want to be here. I don't know, I do like his character a lot, I do really like him. Anyway, what the fuck is going on? I'm getting jumped. Do not battle me. Do not put me in anything crazy. I haven't even healed yet. What is going on? Ah, Champion Army, correct? That's me. Good. I'm glad to have found you here. Worry not. I'm not here to harm or even face you in battle, but simply to deliver forward a message. Thank you. Message from who? Who am I talking to? My name is Yukiho. I'm a voice for the... Oh... I'm a voice for the legends of the Kanto region. So this, okay, so we had the voices of legend in Johto, and I swear to God I said back then, either they said about it or I was saying like, I would assume they have somewhat equivalents in other regions. So Yukiho is one of like basically the voice of legends for Kanto, because they would have their own. I see. But who... Yes, much like the voice of legends you met in your region of Johto, we have long filled that same role here. Worry not. As I already stated, I'm not to battle you here. Okay, again, good, because, you know, my battle against the voice of legends in Johto was still, in my opinion, one of the craziest episodes yet of this entire series, so do not put me through that again. That gauntlet was fucking nuts, bro. As you may have now guessed from my appearance before you, you have indeed been chosen by a legend of this region. Wait, I've been chosen again. I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't even consider the possibility of it. Damn. Wait, I'm about to get another legendary encounter like I got for Cerulean. Who am I going to get? Who's going to pick me now? There's so many good options, though. This came out of fucking nowhere. Extremely strong trainers throughout history have been chosen by legendary and mythical Pokemon in their home region to travel as their partner, like me. However, you are a special case. I cannot say there have been many in all of history to be chosen not just by one but two legends, with one not even being within your home region. I see. So this is like a very, very rare thing. That's why it feels like it's like jumped on me out of nowhere. It is a super rare thing for this to happen. Like, you never see this happen, which would make sense. I am an abnormally strong trainer, and I am coming here and like destroying another region so far. So in a way, it does make sense. But truly a spectacle of this generation. Given your past feats and that you have already triumphed over our equals in Johto, that is why I see battling you here to be unnecessary. I see. So since I've already, of course, again, they're having to treat this as like a different thing because it doesn't really like ever happen. But considering in this case, I've already proven myself with the whole, you know, gauntlet I did against all the Voice of Legends in Johto, it's kind of unnecessary to have to do it again in Kanto if I've already proved myself. Which A, makes sense, and B, thank fucking God, bro, because again, those battles were crazy. Those battles are crazy. Who they again? Naoko, Miki. I can't even remember the other ones. But those battles were crazy. So thank God I didn't have to do that again. You've already demonstrated your worth. Unlike many such cases, it doesn't appear to be a specified location here to meet with the legend. It is rare, but such things do sometimes occur. Okay. The last time the legendary spot from Johto was the Bell Tower, Ho-Oh summoned down Cresselia to meet me there, right? From what I remember. But this time we don't have a specific spot for it. So how exactly is this going to work? It is likely that you'll be called forward by the legend, possibly to their domain when the legend sees fit. Hello? Wait, I'm entering another domain? This would make sense. There isn't a location for this legendary to be called to, so it's basically just calling me, summoning me, and letting me enter its domain to get it there, to face it there. Whoa. Therefore, I must at least warn you to be wary. I am unsure if you've ever been lucky enough to be granted entry into a legend's domain, but you will get a feeling as you approach. Okay, the legends, the Voice of Legends or whatever, I'm assuming they have a different name in Kanto and other places, but these people are aware of the existence of domains, which makes a lot of sense, because if there was any group of people who would know about the legends domains, it would be these people, because their whole thing is, in their family line, they not look after the legends, but they communicate with with the legendary Pokemon, and they are basically like the medium between trainers being partnered with legendary Pokemon. When a trainer of like great worth and power is picked out by a legendary to partner with them, like Cresselia did with me, like Mew did with Silver, they are like the intermediate between to communicate that to the trainer to test their worthiness. So if any people to know about the specifics of legendaries and their domains, it would be these people. So they know about it too. So there are some small groups of people that know about this, just not many. You will see when the time comes. Well, I have actually been in a domain before, so I do know. The domains of the legends are ancient supernatural forces. They are still shrouded in much mystery to most, as most will never have the opportunity to step within one. So I will simply advise caution when you are interacting with such a force. I am sure a person of your renown will be just fine. I wish you blessings on your journey going forwards and with your meeting of legend. May the power of the great Arceus stay by your side. Interesting. So at some point, and we don't even know when, I'm about to step into a domain, and then I'm going to have a chance to partner with another legendary Pokemon, which that's hype. Because I was super, super sad when I lost Saki the Cresselia. Still can't get over it. Died to a crit, should never have happened. God, I wish I still had her. In good news, we are getting a Kanto legendary Pokemon too. Well, I say a Kanto one. I'm being chosen here. Who could it be? It could be literally like, there's so many different options it could be, but I will be happy with whatever it is. Let me lead with Whiskey. Let me lead with now. Let me lead with now. Okay, so I'm here in Lavender. I think it's this guy up here, this older guy. Now he's not panicking anymore. Ah, so you're the anime who solved the power plant problem. Thanks to you, I never lost my job. I tell you, you're a real lifesaver. Why would he lose his job? Oh, because the radio tower would have been shut down, I guess. Please take this as my thanks. EXPN card. Here we go. So now I can go down to Vermilion and finally move that Snorlax out of the way. And actually, I can get another encounter too, because that route east of Vermilion, I went along that path to battle as many trainers as I could, but I never got my encounter. And when I backtracked, I forgot to get my encounter there. So actually, I can go and get my encounter there too. That's 2 encounters I get. That is very, very good. Now, since I actually managed to remember for once, before we do this, real quick, let me switch over and let me spin the wheel for Thorton. Otherwise, I'll forget. So let me do that now. Okay, I'm here. Again, it's been like this for a while. I don't even know what I would want. I guess the best thing that I could get at this point would either be Ivy, Eevee, or Nature. Since, you know, if you don't know what to pick, one of those is going to be beneficial no matter what. Let me just spin. Hope for the best. Hopefully I can get one of those free. Would be fantastic. There we go. Max EVs of a Pokemon. Who? I did Roxy. Who was he? I did fucking Cosmos, and Cosmos died. Fuck's sake. Okay. Let me go have a look now. And when I come back, I'll let you know what exactly has changed. Yo, what's up, guys? Wow, this really is becoming an every, like, episode or 2 thing, huh? Okay, so to keep this one brief, and I'm surprised, to be honest with you guys, that this hadn't happened up until now. But basically what happened is, after recording my section with the wheel spin, when I then went back to the game to continue playing, I did not switch my OBS scene back to the correct one, which means I continue to record my game without the layout or anything. I don't know how good it's going to be because I haven't started editing beyond this point yet. But what I'm going to do is basically try and do my best to crop things and put the gameplay back in the layout. Again, if it looks slightly off, I apologize. I think I realized, but I don't realize until a long time from now. So it will switch back later in the episode, but not for a long time. So I'm going to do my best to deal with this. I don't know what's going on. It feels like every 2 episodes I upload at the moment, there's another mistake where I need to come in here and post and talk about it. I just fuck a lot of things up, I guess. My bad. Either way, that's all it is. So I'll do my best and things will be back to normal soon, hopefully. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. So what I decided to do, I looked at the team and I thought, what would I like to do here? The thought briefly crossed my mind. What if I do Whiskey? Because Whiskey is going to be good for the upcoming gym battle. But Whiskey's brand new. Don't know how long, you know, he's going to be around, if he lasts or whatever else. To me, to be able to give this to a Pokemon, it needs to be someone I know is going to probably be long lasting. And I haven't seen Whiskey in action yet properly. Same thing with Kit. When I looked at the team, I realized I can't remember if Juck and Now were added at the same time. I feel like maybe they were. But Now seems to have been here for a while. And I feel like Now is like the most underrated team member that we have. You know? Like obviously Roxy is Roxy, will always be recognized. Helios has been super strong since he was added. But he's a Metagross. Like, you know, he's a fucking pseudo. He's obviously going to be strong as shit. And to be, you know, completely fair, Juck has been a staple. Like the reason he's reached level 70 before anyone else is because he always seems to be the one who hits the field. He's slightly bulkier. Well, he's meant to be. Sometimes he doesn't feel like it. But he's slightly bulkier and he, you know, can deal with a lot of different things. But the other thing about Juck is that he is technically still a duplicate electric type. So if anyone was going to be, you know, replaced, if I needed to, it probably still would be him despite how good he is. Because I already have electric in Roxy. Whereas now is like a completely different thing. And I just genuinely feel like now is super underrated. I do, look, don't get me wrong, I love Now a lot. But I just feel like when I think of these Pokemon, she always gets overlooked in a sense, maybe. But either way, I went with Now because, like I said, I feel like super underrated, overlooked Pokemon. Great nature, great ability, even though it's not necessarily always coming clutch, but it has popped a few times. So I've rearranged EVs and stuff and pumped a bunch into HP and SpDef. Basically, I put a bunch into HP, then I balanced them between defense and special defense. Took, obviously, whatever's in attack out because we don't need it. Put some in speed and also a bunch into special attack. Now we're looking nice and bulky, real nice and bulky, and still hitting hard on the special attacking side. And we're quite a bit faster too. Looking good. Honestly, Now is fantastic. I want to keep Now as long as I can. Again, I've never got to use a Togekiss, but this Pokemon is actually phenomenal. I can't lie. This Pokemon is very, very good. Now has received the EV treatment, and I'm happy about it. I'm very happy about it. So, all that said, let us move on quickly. I am conscious of the fact that, as always with me, this is taking a lot longer than I expected to record, but that's okay because I'm good at editing things down. So how do I do this? This is one thing. Whenever I do Kanto in Johto, I always forget how to do this. I think I need to tune it to... Where is it? It's not that. The Pokeflute is somewhere, I believe, right? Here we go. I did it. What was that? That sounded like... That sounds familiar. Like Golem, Gyarados, something Gen 1, I think. What is that? Oh, Sanai. God damn, it's level 55 too. This is actually a shame because it's the same thing as Bobu. Sanai, for the time I had her in the league, I actually did start to really like her, but I don't want to just pull another Kangaskhan out. So it's unfortunate. I'll go with Furukawa because, you know, Sanai. And unfortunately, I don't think that we'll ever make use of it because, again, we've already had Sanai, so I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. It just really doesn't feel right. And we battle this guy, and then we'll get our encounter here, and then we get an encounter in Diglett's Cave as well. And we probably get a Route 2 encounter when we go through, right, as well. So I'm just going to do with an Air Slash. God damn. I mean, I know that I'm, you know, a higher level than it, but still, a Slacking is a fat Pokemon. There's that effect spore. I told you it comes in sometimes. Okay, let me get Jarkin because, of course, this is my resident catching Pokemon. I think I've battled everyone else. I have. Let me get Jarkin and let's have a look. Let's have a look. Clampo. That is actually species clause because good thing. Okay, one good thing about me being kind of behind in editing and still editing at the moment is that because I'm doing that, I remember my old Pokemon. I had a Gorobis called Fent, so that is species. I don't think we've had anyone from the Poliwag line. It has Trace, that's pretty cool, but it will change. I mean, I don't know, let me just go see. Let me go see. See works quite well. Kind of a basic name, but I can't think of another female frog name, so we'll do that. Go away, Ethan. I do believe as well, I just remembered all the way back from the first episode we ended Kanto that there's this. What is down here exactly? Oh, an item. Icicle plate. Still looking for a heat rock, but I can't ever seem to find one. Sure, okay, surely there's got to be something here. There we go. Oh, lemonade. It's probably something good normally. Okay, time to move on. Unfortunately, I mean, to be fair, Poliwag, I loved Poliwag growing up. That was another one of those Pokemon. I've named a few that I loved. Poliwag's another one. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. Still is, to be fair. But unfortunately, to be, you know, honest and realistic, I just don't need another water type. I get so many water types. And I know it's the most common type, but it really is crazy how many water types you get. Let's see, can I get a fire type? I need more fire types in the box. Oh my god, dude. It's like never-ending water types. I don't think I've had a water or a Blastoise either. Bro, it's just never-ending. Please say I can quick ball you. I know you're a starter, but Please go easy on me. Oh, man. That just took me like 11 Great Balls. Not Great Balls. 11 Ultra Balls. Sorry. It's female, though. That is very rare for a starter. I don't even know if I have a female Squirtle name or Blastoise name, because you get them so rarely. Oh, okay. Okay. I feel like I don't remember enough. I like the name Tama. There's actually... Okay, let me throw up a max repel, because I know for a fact the encounter rate in Diglett's Cave is the worst thing ever. I don't think it's any... Oh, there's an item up there. A rock climb? It is. Okay, fuck that. Tama... Oh, that was really short. What the fuck? I swear it's longer normally in Kanto. Anyway, Tama is a Love Hina reference. And my god, I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm showing my age. Like, I'm not even that old, right? I'm not even that old. I swear to God, I'm not that old. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. Either way, I feel like Love Hina is one of those series where... So I read the manga for Love Hina so long ago. Oh, it's got to be over a decade ago. And I feel like it's one of those series where... Oh, okay. But that's one of those series where there's probably shit in it, which is like... I don't want to say bad. Bad, it like comes with certain connotations. But I bet there's stuff in it which, like, you know, in current day, people will be like, oh, about... Is any old romance... Is it ecchi? I can't even remember. That type of series, though, it's definitely some shit in it that's, like, controversial, 100%. But either way, yeah, it's definitely probably got some weird shit in it somewhere. Unfortunately, all of these older fucking romance manga always fucking seem to, somewhere or other. Either way, it's a series that I read growing up. And there's a turtle called Tama, from what I remember. I better be remembering the name correctly. I'm pretty sure it is. But either way, no, right, to be honest, knowing Love Hina is knowing ball at this point. Oh, it doesn't sing in this game. People talk about fucking ball knowledge over everything. I saw people saying ball knowledge over fucking everything recently. Wait, what? A tentacle for a Blissey. I only have a Tentacruel. I would actually... Okay, I probably would actually trade my Tentacruel need, because Tentacruel unfortunately has normalized in this game, and it's trash, fucking garbage. So I probably actually would, but I can't because I have a Tentacruel, not a Tentacool. But yeah, ball knowledge. I hate the term ball knowledge because it is good. It's a very good thing for what it describes. Like, oh, that's dupe, Savrio. Very good for what it describes of, like, you know, having good niche knowledge on something, right? But it's been ruined. It's been 100% totally ruined by people who say it over everything. And it goes for anime too. People say ball knowledge and bring up something like fucking 86, or they'll bring up, like, I don't fucking know, summertime rendering. Bro, that's not fucking ball. That is not ball knowledge. That, if anything, that's closer to surface knowledge. I'm just putting it out there and being real with you, bro. That's surface level knowledge. Anyway, let's not get too into that. That's the topic for another day. I don't think I have a Magikarp or a Gyarados, so I'll catch this. It's another water type. Oh my fucking god, bro. 3 in a row. I had a Clampool, which was then dupes. So then I had to get a Poliwhirl, 2 water types. Then I had to get a fucking Squirtle, water type. Then a fucking Magikarp. Stop giving me water types, bro. God fucking damn it. I mean, to be fair, a Magikarp, Gyarados is very good. If I need to add a duplicate water type, Gyarados is very good. Like, I can't take that away. But still, you know, it's just like, I don't know. It's just not what I need. I just need more variety of Pokemon. I've got so many water types, dude. I just don't need more. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. I have all the water types to get in Gen 4. I do think a Gyarados is probably up there. I do like the typing. The quad weakness to electric is unfortunate. I'd have to give it a Wakan Berry or whatever it's called for electric moves. But, you know, Gyarados is pretty good. I even would have preferred this Arbok. I mean, Arbok's not a good Pokemon, but it'd be more interesting to use. What is this? Oh, Cobra Berry. Is that a dark one? Can I replace my Cobra Berry? Flying. Always forget the difference. It's Cobra Berry and Colbur Berry. Don't know why they made 2 so similar, but unfortunately, it's Colbur Berry that I wanted. Do I have... I don't have another... Fuck, because I don't have another Occa Berry to give my Metagross Helios. Water, grass, ice, fighting, flying, poison, psychic, rock, dragon, steel. God damn it, bro. I guess in that case, I'm going to have to find a regular item. You know what? I'll pass down the expert belt to Helios. It was being passed down between fire types, but to be fair, I want to keep the Pasture Berry on Kit. So at least for now, maybe when that berry gets used up, I can switch the expert belt onto Kit if Kit's still around. But for now, I'll give it to Helios so he has an item. Let me battle his trainer. I won't bother going more south. I could, because the thing is, I could keep going all the way to Blaine right now if I wanted to. There's nothing stopping me. But there's no point me doing that now. I'll face Brock first, and then I'll think about all my encounters before because I could go down there, I could go east to Mount Moon, I can do all this next shit, but like, let me just face Brock, and I can do all of that next time. Okay, now it's level 70. That's perfect. Float Soul. Let me, go to Whiskey. Go to Whiskey. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, next episode is going to be more of a miscellaneous one. Yeah, it probably will be, because I don't imagine I'm going to get all the way to... I'm not going to get all the way down to Blaine. I don't think that's possible. So next time I'm going to be going east over to Mount Moon. Oh, Silver's there. That's true. Silver's there. Final Silver battles Mount Moon, right? So go right over to Mount Moon and then progress downwards through Viridian Pallet Town. Oh my god. Oh my god, I finally go to fucking Pallet Town next episode. Fuck, and this is when I'm taking a break from recording this series? No! Oh my god, to be fair, it's self-inflicted, but like, dude, I really want to find out. Pallet Town's been like one of the biggest mysteries waiting in this game. And I just realized I didn't talk about the topic I wanted to talk about because I didn't have time because I was talking about other things. Fuck, okay, that's fine. You know what? Those topics are saved for times where like there's a bunch of trainers, there's a bunch of stuff, and like there's nothing going on at that moment to talk about. So to be fair, I've just constantly had things to talk about, so like it's fine, it doesn't matter. I will save that for next time, because if next time is generally speaking a miscellaneous episode, then I can do it then. If I'm, you know, going around exploring and stuff, getting encounters, battling trainers, and just making my way down to Pallet Town, then during that time, because there's a bunch of trainers and routes, I can finally talk about that topic. I apologize. I've been bringing this up for about 3 episodes now, and it's nothing crazy. It's not even anything special. It's just something I had in mind to talk about when there was like not much else going on, just trainer battles. Sometimes it just isn't the opportunity. Sometimes I yap way too much. I'm always scared sometimes when I hit record. What if I don't have enough to talk about? What if I'm just sat there in silence? What I've realized is that just is never going to happen. If anything, it's the opposite. In the end, I end up yapping on way too much, and then I don't have time to talk about things I have in mind. Well, let's see. What do they have here? Nevermelt Ice, Metronome, and Black Flute. Metronome could be cool, right? If I want to keep spamming a move on a certain Pokemon, then I could give it the Metronome. Like, I could D-dance up on Helios and then just keep spamming Psycho Cut or something, and then, like, build up the power. I don't know. I do think you need to use it quite a few times to really start getting a good boost, so I won't bother for now, but I will bear in mind that that could be good at some point. So what is actually in here? So here's the thing, right? A long time ago, before even the second gym, I believe, I had a conversation about fossils. And now that I think about it, oh, get my picture taken. Okay, let me get Roxy out. I did not know there was one here. Let's go. God, the team keeps changing so much, man. It makes me realize how many Pokemon I lose. Anyway, a long time ago, I had a conversation about fossils. And it's crazy to me that we're now actually all the way here. Where I spoke about how in Johto, when I play Nuzlocke, usually what I do is if I get fossils, I use them as an extra encounter on routes, because you can't revive your fossils until here. Otherwise, I would have had to keep my fossils until here to be able to fucking revive them. You don't get it until you're almost done with the entire game. So what I do is I just discard the fossil, and once per fossil, so like once per root fossil, once per dome fossil, whatever, I get an encounter. And that's what I started doing. And I did it with a couple. I think I did it with the old Amber to get blood to Wigglytuff, and maybe one other time, maybe 2 other times. But then I kind of just started to forget to do it. I didn't make a note of which ones I'd used, which is something I really had to do, which is stupid of me. I'll admit, very stupid of me. And then I kind of lost track of the whole thing. Now we're finally here in Pewter City. And so because I started that, I can't really now revive them and use them as encounters. Because of the fact that I just started to forget and never really used them, now I kind of wish I just saved them all for now. if I wasn't going to end up doing it anyway. Because now I fucked up, and because I've done it a couple times, I can't in good faith now just start doing that. Unless I knew which fossils I've never used. I'd be okay reviving them, but to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's even worth bothering. I'd have to comb back through all these episodes and find out which ones I did use, and then figure out which ones I have, and it's not worth it for a few encounters. I have a whole box of Pokemon now. It's not worth it. I'm just saying this because, like, I fucked up. I fucked up. I should have kept track of my fucking fossils, and I didn't. And now you reap what you sow. Anyway, we are here. There isn't much of a gap between Misty, well, Thorton in this case, and Brock. Like, once you get that radio card, and you go through Diglett Tunnel, you're literally here. You don't have Rock Tunnel, what the fuck? Mount Moon, like you normally do. Normally, it feels like there's quite a bit between Brock and Misty and Kanto, because you do have to go through that long route, and then you have to go all the way through Mount Moon and everything. It feels like there's quite a gap normally, but in this game, there's not. Like, you literally just defeat Misty, and then you go through the tunnel, and you're here. So we're already here. We are literally already here. And I'm a bit nervous. I don't know if the level jump starts here. I do wonder what levels is Brock going to have. I mean, that trainer just had, what, a level 65? So I do think there's going to be higher levels than Misty for sure. Dugong. Ooh, I don't have a Yachi Berry, but I really want to stay in. Water Spout. Okay, I got so scared there. Oh, I got scared. I got scared. How much does this do? Ow. 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 Oh my god. Stop critting me, bro. God, this game crits me so often. I hate it. Yo, can I get a crit? Please crit. Please crit. Please crit. Please crit. I didn't need to. I was saying that because the Leaf Blade has a high chance to crit, and yet I seem to crit with it less than they do. I mentioned this before, but for some reason, Jark the fucking Ampharos seems to crit all the time. But I don't know why. What abilities? He has Drizzle, but it feels like he has Super Luck or something. I really don't get it. And he has the Quick Claw. Like, he has nothing to boost his crit rate. But for some reason, it feels like he crits a lot. Other thing is, look at Cactun's following sprite. Is it just me? Or does he look really small and, like, chibi-fied? I know that, you know, they're obviously all chibi-fied. But, like, he looks really tiny. Does he not? He's meant to be, like, bigger than me. But he feels just tiny. You know, some of the sprites, they feel like they're big. Is it an item? Oh, yeah. Olgate. Some of the sprites, they feel kind of big, but I don't know. He just feels tiny. Okay, well, it's Brock time. There's only 2 trainers in here, so... Oh, my god. Versus still with a Regirock. What's his ace? Onyx? Does he have a Steelix in this game? Or did they keep him on an Onyx? Did they really keep him with an Onyx? If they did, that fucking sucks. I guess maybe he's not with Steelix because Jasmine was? I don't know, but... Damn, I mean, standing next to Regirock is fucking cool either way. Let me lead with Whiskey and... Helios. Steel and Grass. That's perfect for a rock type, right? I mean, he might lead with something that's a problem for one of them. Maybe for grass types, maybe for water types. Who knows? We'll have to see, but... You know, one thing I'm worried about, so right now, I've been recording for 2 hours and a bit. I can't really see it as a thing in the way. Just over 2 hours. I'm starting to become worried about memory space. Now, I do have 4 terabytes of SSDs, so I do have a lot of storage, but like, I have so many episodes recorded and all of them are like 2 hours long. All my ZA episodes end up being 2 to 3 hours long, and then when I edit them and export them, then I get another video 2 hours long or 1 hour long, whatever. I need to start going through and deleting some of the older episodes, like the raw recording. It sucks. I would love to keep the raw recordings in case I need them. I don't know why I would, but just to have them, you know, for all the episodes, but I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I'm running out of space, so I keep getting very conscious and checking over to make sure that it's still recording and I haven't run out of space. Should be good though. Okay, let me just dive straight in. Now, this was something I was expecting. I mean, I guess we are getting to that point where, what, I've defeated 5 Kanto gym leaders, so they probably are all expecting me at this point. They've probably seen me running through these gyms faster than anyone else, which is kind of fucked. You have all these actual Kanto people. I bet there's a bunch of racist Kanto people that fucking hate me, right? Because, you know, with how hard this challenge is, take the Johto gym challenge, right? Only me and Silver, as far as I remember, made it past 3 badges. I would imagine is probably similar in Kanto. There's only a few trainers who made it super far. So you've had some Johtonian person come in who's already a champion and just starts blowing their way through the league. I bet there's a bunch of Kanto people that are like, fucking hate me and want me disqualified and think I shouldn't have been allowed to enter. But you know what? Fuck you, because I'm here and I'm about to become champion of your region too. So suck it. Anyway, I've only been keeping up loosely with this year's challenge, even though I'm involved directly. However, Silver had... Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. Silver had warned me that you would most certainly make it here. Almost certainly make it here. That's right. I totally forgot. Oh my god. Brock was one of the only Kanto characters that I knew about all the way back in Johto, because Silver, back in the Victory Road, was saying his next step was he was going to travel to Kanto and train with Brock. Brock had reached out to him and like offered to mentor him, train him, like, you know, do training with him. Kind of like how Karen did with me. So for me it was Karen, but for Silver it was Brock, and I totally forgot about that. So yeah, he's like the mentor of Silver. Wait, I haven't seen Silver yet, have I? No. I wonder if Silver is still in Mount Moon. He should be. Normally the final battle you have with Silver is in Mount Moon, so shit, I should be seeing him next episode, to be fair. He does speak very highly of you, despite the fact he would never admit that fact. Sounds like Silver. I'm glad that I decided to reach out to offer training for him, as the Johto challenge was coming to a close. It's grown a lot since joining me here. Okay, that's good. So it has been beneficial to him. I mean, he did already grow a lot in his time in Johto. Like, the difference between him towards the beginning and him, like, at the very end, very different in a very good way. But I guess he's grown even more. The reason I decided on it after seeing him was simple. He reminded me of myself somewhat when I was younger. Oh, okay. A lot of people just like him have much potential hidden below their more rough and standoffish attitude. I was the same. That said, I think Silver has far more potential than me. Right, so he sees himself in Silver. He sees someone who reminds him of himself when he was younger. He was similar to Silver, and he sees Silver and he thinks, okay, I've lived longer than you, I was similar to you, and I can see what type of person you are, and I want to bring out the best in you as early as possible. And he even thinks Silver has more potential than he even does. He was already a naturally talented trainer, and now that he's accepted his love and care for his Pokemon, he's reaching even higher as time goes on. He was very strong in his final battle, so I am curious to see just how good he is if we're going to battle him next. He's still very reserved, which I can understand. I can tell at a glance that he's been through a lot, even if he'd never tell me what exactly. Okay, so he hasn't been like completely open about his past with Brock, which I think is fair and also makes a lot of sense. Obviously, he's told us a lot of stuff, but he's known us for, you know, a long time at this point. But it would make sense that, you know, even if he was traveling to be mentored by Brock, he maybe doesn't want to tell the whole truth about everything, you know, to do with Giovanni and his Team Rocket, his upbringing and everything. It does make a lot of sense, and I get it. I would expect him to be more reserved when it comes to that sort of thing. So I must thank you. Oh, me? From what I've gathered, you were probably the biggest first push for him to grow and change. That is actually probably true. I mean, I don't know. Can we take all the credit? Not necessarily, because growth always comes from within. But at the same time, we were definitely, you know, the big push for him to change and to improve with time. Something does appear to be on his mind recently. I'm hoping that it's not anything too serious, since I can't see him opening up to me about it. So he has something going on at the moment. Like, he's not around. Like, there's something bothering him, I would assume. I wonder what's happened. Because mostly he'd moved on from everything that had happened. So maybe, I don't know. What could it be? Maybe it's to do with, like, you know, we had the whole Team Rocket thing, like with Nugget Bridge. And we were talking a lot about how it feels like there's something beneath the surface almost. It feels like there's things going on out of sight, that like things are building up to something and there's stuff going on. Maybe he has a sense for it too. And, you know, a Team Rocket Grunt was involved. So there's a whole thing with Archer. There's the whole thing of Pallet Town. There's the very briefly mentioned thing by that Team Rocket Grunt about how he was also serving someone else, serving his eyes for someone else, a ghost of the past. Like, there's a lot going on here. So maybe Silver has a feeling about something, or maybe there's something completely separate and new as well. But something's bothering him. There's something new with Silver then. And he's not opening up to Brock about it. That all said, things have changed a lot in recent times. Very likely you'll see him and see what I mean soon enough. So something's changed and he also thinks I'll run into him. My time training Silver is over. I've done all I can for him and his future is in his own hands now. So they're done. I don't know if they still see each other, but like in terms of their training, they're done. Which, I mean, it's probably been a while, I would imagine. The gap between Johto and Kanto, and I've done 5 badges, I would imagine a bunch of times passed. I still see him from time to time so we can catch up at least. Okay, so we still does see him. It's just like on a personal basis, they're not still training. I've seen some of your battles, so I'm aware of your skills. Please do me the honor of showing me the skills of the new Johto champion firsthand. Okay. Let's go, Brock. Let's see what you're working with. Leader Brock. What do you lead with? Steelix and T-Tar. Double 68. Rain? Oh, Steelix has Drizzle. That's right. There's that Intimidate. Very annoying. Do I think a -1 Leaf Blade and Magnet Bomb could kill T-Tar? Probably. I do think I would outspeed, right? Or Crab Hammer would do more, I think. There's a Crab Hammer. How much do I do with this? It's in the rain, by the way. Damn, that shows how slow this whole fucking field is. Helios goes first. Ancient Power. Okay, how much does that do? That's special. T-Tar does have some special. Oh, that's a lot of damage, bro. I need some more bulk on Whiskey. That is crazy damage. Okay, T-Tar's down. Hopefully, Steelix isn't going to go for anything too crazy. Let's hope not. Wait. Oh, no. Oh, Whiskey. Oh, my God. Okay, I thought it was over. Oh, my God, I thought it was over. Infernape. No. Oh, 66. Why do you have this? Oh, God. Okay. So he does absolutely have coverage he needs. Let me... Whiskey's got to get the hell out of here. Okay, if I imagine a fire move and a fighting move are going into that slot, let me... I want to go into Kit, but, you know, there is a ground type on the field. I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go... His Helios is at -1, and there's an Infernape. Because I have to go Roxy. I don't have much of a choice. There is a ground type, but I do have limited options against this exact matchup. Let's see. Heat Wave. Okay. Don't burn either, please. Oh my God, bro. Who actually burns with Heat Wave? There's the Wake Up Slap. So the rain is up, which is good for 2 reasons, obviously. Who do I kill first? Full Restore on Now's turn to heal up and get rid of that burn. And then I'm going to just... I suppose I grind into Steelix because I don't like the idea of a ground move. Like, let's say it has Earthquake, right? It's not even going to hit now. It's just going to target in on Roxy. I cannot have this. Thunder Punch. Ow. Okay. Now eat this up. Not stab. Okay, nice. Now it's so defensive. Now Now it's defensive now. Oh my God. After the EVs especially. There we go. Steelix down. Bless that rain that it put up. I mean, to be fair, Drizzle is like a double-edged sword for Steelix. It helps it against fire, but it also weakens it even more against rain, water. So it's like a double-edged sword. It does have advantages, to be fair. It weakens fire. Swampert. What's got all these starters, man? That was 68. That's another ground type. Okay, I'm going to heal up now. And now I'm going to protect. And just... I'm just scouting on this turn. I'm fully just scouting on this turn. What do these 2 Pokemon want to do? Sard. That shouldn't do too much. That's fine. Okay, poisoned. Nice. Aqua Tail. In the rain? Ooh. Ow, bro. Ow. Okay, that's rough. In that case, I may need to try and switch. Because a Thunder Punch plus an Aqua Tail is going to hurt like a bitch. Go into Jock and then let me just burn the Swampert, I guess. Hopefully I can outspeed it. There's the Thunder Punch. That's fine. So I got Jock in for that. Yeah. Okay. Aqua Tail is scary. but burn helps a lot. How much does this do? Yeah, that was with a burn. Jesus, okay. Getting that burn off was super, super crucial then. Does the rain stop this turn? I hope it doesn't. I don't know. I guess, let me just heal just in case there's, you know, another move. I'm a bit conscious about having these two electric types out against a ground type. Don't burn me. I'm hoping that this brine can do a lot in the rain. It's not going to kill. It's definitely not going to kill. How much can I do? Okay, that's decent. Spikes. Oh my god, that's annoying. Okay, that's fine though. That's fine. Let me heal up Whiskey because I want to do that. And then let me brine the Swampert and get rid of it. Run a bunch into Roxy did nothing. Cool. Okay, Swampert's gone. Roxy 71. What's coming out? What's coming out? 3 Pokemon left. Registeel. In that case, let me switch to Kit and then let me burn Registeel. There isn't anything Infernape seems to have, which would be a problem. Oh, I forgot about the spikes though. Heat Wave again. Resisted. Can't burn me. I should outspeed Registeel. So hopefully we can land this burn. Crit. I missed. I knew the moment I said that. Yep, there we go. Oh, I knew the moment I said that. I've been landing it too much recently. Rain is still going. Oh, idiot. It's Drizzle. Rain goes forever in this game from Drizzle. I'm such an idiot. Okay. I'm going to Psybeam Infernape. Brine Registeel. Should be fine. In this way. I mean, I'm hoping the Psybeam can kill from there. No. What is that? A berry? Berry juice, okay. There's the brine. It didn't even break. How much does this do then? Ow. Okay. Do I get rid of the Infernape? It's not really a threat, so I won't bother. Okay, superpowering Roxy should do nothing or at -1 attack. Okay, it's more than I expected it to at -1. It is high level of me, to be fair. Now I guess let me just finish off Infernape and Willow the Registeel. Ow. Okay, so Infernape's gone. It better be. Okay, yeah. Then we can... I swear to God, if we miss it twice in a row, I'm going to be very mad. Oh my god, rage bait. Actual fucking rage bait. 85% my fucking ass, bro. 85% my fucking ass. So, oh, he's got, of course, he's got Regirock coming out. 72 as well. Yeah. Well, Kit needs to go. Whiskey, I can't really risk the superpower. We have to Helios and heal. Milk Drink and Registeel. Okay, I mean... It's barely lost any health. That's fine. Rock Slide. Kind of annoying, but it's fine, I think. Oh my god. Why did I do so much damage? Oh, it's fucking normalized, isn't it? I just remembered that Registeel I encountered all the way back by Violet City. This thing has normalized. So it's got no stab, to be fair, which is good, but it means it can hit Helios a lot harder. That's why that crit did so much damage. Okay, let me burn the Regirock then. Thank you. My god, I missed that move way too much. Registeel subs again. There's a Rock Slide. Okay, it's doing nothing now. It's fine. In that case, let me just focus in on the Registeel, I guess. A brine isn't even enough to break the sub. This thing's too fat. Here comes a superpower. It's not burnt, but it is at -3. And that's a crit. The amount I crit, no, I get crit. The amount I crit, yeah, as if. The amount I get crit and the amount I miss things, it needs to be studied, bro. It needs to be studied. Chill. It is burnt. Don't crit me. Let me Crab Hammer and then heal with Roxy's turn. See how much we can do. Does it outspeed me? It does outspeed me. Okay. It should be at -4 now. Yeah, this thing is using all of its attack up, so that's fine. How much can I do in the rain? Okay, yeah, whoa, is that a crit? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. To be fair, by the way, Crabhammer does have a high chance to crit, so don't even compare it because that move actually has a boosted chance. Rock Slide still. Okay, I think I'm good. I haven't lost anyone. We had a real close call with Whiskey, and things could have been dicey at one point, but we're all good. So the level jump hasn't really happened yet. He had higher levels. No, kind of. He had kind of high levels. They were higher. We're not talking by a significant amount. Because he had 66s, 68s, and 72s, whereas Thorton had 64s, 68, and 72. So he did have more 72s, and also he had more 68s, I think. But the levels aren't too different. So, okay. It's going to be either Silver, if we're going to battle Silver in Mount Moon. Silver battles are normally scary, so I imagine there could be a jump there. Or at the very least, I'm telling you, I know for certain Blaine is a jump. Like, that level curve is coming. And if you want to get on my ass for levels, to be fair, like, my highest level just turned 71. So I'm by no means over leveled. Very good. I feel like I can understand now just what exactly was able to influence and help you change someone as obstinate as Silver. From what I can see, you only have 2 more gyms to tackle. Oh my god, stop telling me that, bro. 2 more. How has this happened so fast, bro? Time flies. Yeah, literally. How? How, man? I feel like I just got here. And I've had a bunch of extra things. Extra Jasmine battles. Extra fucking Whitney and Jasmine battle. Karen battle. Ucine battle. All these extra things like the voice of Kanto legend that just spoke to me. Extra Ucine interactions, like, like extra talking. A whole extra thing with the police officer and stuff with that Team Rocket member. Like, there's been a bunch of extra stuff too. And it still feels like Kanto's flying by. I still want it to end, bro. I recommend traveling south towards Cinnabar Island. There's also a gym in Viridian, which you'll pass through. However, I imagine the gym leader will be away right now, which is why I recommend continuing south. Okay. Well, yeah, this is the order I usually have to go in anyway, so you get all the way down to Cinnabar. It's even further than Cinnabar, actually, where Blaine is. Now, everything which happened in Cinnabar was extremely unfortunate. Blaine houses his gym nearby still. He is the longest standing gym leader of our region. I'm interested to talk to Blaine as well, because he has a whole thing of Erica and everything. I do respect him a lot. He will also be passing through Pallet Town. That's what I was just talking about. We finally get to go to Pallet Town on the way south. So you can also pay your respect down there if you haven't visited yet. I have not. There is no place in this thing that I've wanted to see more. Dude, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I just looked over to OBS. I didn't change the scene back from when I was recording the fucking wheel. That was so long ago. Oh my god. I'm so sorry editing me. Okay. Hopefully, editing me further down the line can, like, do something with, what's there. I'll be able to do something. I can take the screens. Maybe I can try and fit them into the layout. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm such a fair fucking churd. Fuck, man. I can't believe this. I actually cannot believe this. I knew one day I was going to fuck up after the wheel. Unfortunately, that's going to have to be something that future me sorts out. I'm just not looking forward to it. I'm so sorry. I fucked up during a gym battle and everything, man. I'm such an idiot. Anyway. Pallet Town is where I've been looking forward to go more than anywhere else. I've been waiting for it forever. At this point, I don't know what to expect. All I know is some tragedy occurred, and apparently from what we found out from the gravestones and through talking to various people, Pokemon and people died, Blue's sister died, Red's mother died, something crazy is going on, and we finally next time get to see what the hell is going down in Pallet Town. Bars. Good luck with what's left of your challenge here. It's going to start to get very difficult from here onwards. That is actually probably very true. That level curve is about to hit me like a truck. But I'm sure someone of your caliber can handle it, right? I'm certain you will run into Silver sometime soon. Oh, okay. I'm actually scared about that Silver battle. Well, under one circumstance or another, certainly. What type of ominous shit? What does that mean? I wish you well on the rest of your the rest of your tour of our region. Okay. Well, this tour is nearing its end. We are in the final stretch on the west side of Kanto, west side of the region. That's all that's left. This strip down here from Pewter and Mount Moon down to Cinnabar. That's it. That's all we have left that we haven't explored, by the way. And obviously, well, no, the league is the same league. So yeah, that's literally it. God damn. Well, I've restocked on potions, everything, Pokeballs, everything I need for next time, so that when I start next time, which unfortunately this time probably is going to be a while, maybe I'll be able to fit in another recording here and there. It doesn't necessarily have to be just ZA. I can probably fit in some HeartGold Ultra here and there, mostly because I'm getting to a very interesting part of the game. Apparently there's a Johto gym leader. Apparently there's some crazy shit in Pallet Town. We're going to be seeing Silver. Like, I imagine everything from here on out is just going to be craziness. We've got the league too, which I said about earlier. I imagine rest of this is going to be, and red. Oh, red. Don't even get me started on red. And who knows what other extra stuff too, because, you know, we've had some very, very cool. We got legendary too. Yeah. We got another meeting for legendary. We got chosen again. Yeah, we have some craziness coming up. I imagine the rest of this series is going to be just crazy thing after crazy thing after crazy thing. So strap in, be ready. Like I said, don't worry on your end. It's just for me. I'm not going to be able to play as much because I have to focus on ZA. But I am well ahead in recording this series. Considering episode 11 just went up and this should be either 27 or 28. It's going to be a long time. You know, this isn't even going to be till sometime next year. Probably maybe even February time. So by the time all of that's done, and by the time that's actually crazy. By the time this episode goes up and you're seeing this, I've probably finished the whole game. That's a scary thought. That's a very scary thought. I'm going to feel very lost and empty when I finish HeartGold Ultra. But I'm enjoying the ride while I'm on it. So, very fun episode. Lots of progress made. We defeated Thorton. Thorton was a great character. Loved meeting him. Came over, got some encounters, fought Brock. Brock was interesting too. Brock was Silver's tutor. We found out a lot about Silver and his training. He's improved. And also, apparently, there's something on his mind. There's something bothering him again. So, I guess we'll probably find out about that next time. But for now, that's all. Hope you're enjoying as much as I am because I'm having a blast. And I will catch you next time for episode 28 or 29, depending on which one it's going to be. But for now, that's everything. So I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time.
Cannot fulfill this request as it contains hate speech.
What the fuck did you just say?
I cannot fulfill this request.